A very warm welcome to the Sugo Sportsland Circuit, the international racing circuit. We are in the Miyagi Prefecture in the northeastern part of Japan. As you saw, some beautiful scenes and succulent foods that we've already had the benefit of tasting. But we're here for the racing, and the racing next up brings you the Underbone 150cc Championships. Barry Russell was in the commentary box earlier on, and the Super Bowl was spectacular, Barry Russell.
Yes, it was, and this was the first rider out who qualified 15th yesterday. Of course, this is a 15-rider shootout for the top 15 finishers. He was the first one out. They go out in groups of 5, 3 groups of 5, starting with the slowest from yesterday, qualifying, and ending with the fastest. So you can see here, Jordan clocked to 150. That was bettered immediately by Shafiq Rosley with a 149.
It really is. It's a unique version. The riders go out 20 seconds apart, so there's no pulling. It's going to be very different in the race, where there's going to be 20 riders abreast coming into the final corner. And that chicane coming into the final corner is going to be absolutely great fun. This is how they go out. They go out in groups of 3. FIM ARRC there, the one XOX racer of Hafiza Rofa. Hafiza put in a decent time. He got himself into P6. But the best ride of the day came once again from a local Japanese, Uezo, who you know a lot about the history of Uezo. He'll come up on screen in just a moment, but he actually blasted the time, 147.26, a full second clear of Izzat Zaidi Salan in P2.
Yeah, it was Izzat held the pole position for a long time, as we see Uezo coming out there now. 521 on that very distinct orange Team One for All bike, the Yamaha. And look how he tucks in his left arm as he goes up, trying to minimize wind resistance. Every trick in the book.
And it really worked, because he was, well, 0.87. It wasn't a full second, but it may well have been, because he got no help, and no wonder he was really congratulated by his team when he got back to the Parc Fermé. So Uezo will be the man on pole position. This is the circuit. Now then, for the bigger bikes, it's a challenge. For the underbones, Barry, with all the undulations, this is going to be chaotic.
Yeah, it's a terrific challenge, and well, you can see some idea of the undulations there. But for me, the big difference is if you look at turn 12, 13, which is that uphill chicane. From there, they go through turn 14 flat out, and there's a very, very long drag to the finish line. And normally, we're used to seeing a very short run to the finish line. So there will be slipstreaming, dodging and weaving, and all kinds of activity and shenanigans, no doubt.
Shenanigans, definitely. And Underbone at the best of times is chaotic on this circuit, with that chicane coming so close to the end. And then the hill leading upwards. I can imagine the poor racer who is dragging everybody else up the hill will just be overtaken by a phalanx of racers behind him. This is the man, though, who is in pole position, Uezo. He's had a decent season, probably hasn't got the results that he's deserved so far. He got a P6 and then a couple of 4 points, which really hasn't helped him. Alongside him is Izzat Zaidi, second place in the championship with 1 victory to his name already this season, Barry.
Yep, he showed very well indeed. He was one of the first group away, so one of the slowest qualifiers from yesterday. Ended up in the middle of the front row.
Good result for Hafid in P3, posting a time of 148.2 on the nose from the Pittsbike team on the Yamaha. Just having a look at his season. Hafid has had a DNS and 3 did not finishers, so Hafid will be looking to go 1 better. This is a really, really talented racer from Malaysia, Ahmed FIM ARRC, who's doing well in the Cup Series back in Malaysia. Look out for him.
Yeah, totaled his bike at the end of qualifying yesterday, but great work by the Cardinals team to put it back together. Here is Pirapong Lui Bumpeng, Uezo's teammate for Team One for All.
Not quite as colourful in the attire, but equally he can be seen, Pirapong Lui Bumpeng. And you hold a candle for the Thai-based riders, so you'll be keeping an eye out for Pirapong, I'm sure.
Yeah, inevitably. Got to know those guys well over a period of years.
Here's Hafiza Rofa, another who competes on the Cup Series. He has had a decent season so far. Missed the first 2 races because of quarantine issues. Won race 3 and was in the pack in race 4. But again, worth keeping an eye out for him. Ahmed Fazli Sham, a veteran. I'm always amazed by his physique, how such a lanky guy can perform so well on these underbones.
Yeah, he's really pioneered how to fold yourself onto a bike. His style is copied by the shorter riders, who obviously it's easier for them. But even though he's now in his late 30s, I believe, he's still nice and supple and able to fold himself onto that Yamaha.
Absolutely. We've got the 30-second warning before the formation lap. This is going to be a 10-lap race once again. It's a 3.62-kilometre circuit. It's nice and bright out there at the moment as we get underway. One of the Team One for All guys was a little bit slow. I think was Pitapong slow. Lucky everybody is taking it nice and easy in these early stages. And let's go through the 20 starters in the position that they will be on the grid. And row number 1, Uezo for Team One for All on pole. Ahead of it is Zaidi alongside Hafid from Indonesia in P3.
And leading the second row, FIM ARRC, who had that hard crash yesterday in qualifying. He's next to Pirapong Peng and Havisa Rofa next to him.
The veteran Ahmed Fazli Sham, number 46, alongside Wayu Aji Trilaksana, down in P8, and Shafiq Grosli. Look out for Shafiq, he's well capable of coming up through the pack to picking up wins in P9.
And another capable rider, I think, in P10, Mirabil Vitoni. Good bit of Krishna, double champion in 11th position, and 12th, the fastest of the Filipinos, John Emerson in Guito.
We saw Jordan Badaru, who started the season well, the youngster in P13, the Indonesian. He's alongside Nazrul Izzat from Malaysia, and Giancarlo Maurizio, the second of the Filipino racers, who's on P15 of the grid.
And in 16th, we've got Ayman Tairudin, the second of the Cardinals Racing riders, and then the 2 Vietnamese, Nguyen Duc Tan and Nguyen An Tan, in 17th and 18th.
Looking to improve on their season's best performance. April Kick Moscato, who was imperious in the Philippines Championship last season, has found it a little bit more difficult on the ARRC, and he's alongside Dimas Juli Atmoko. Dimas Juli is another who started the season well. He picked up 2 4th places in round 1 in Buriram, but has not been able to capitalise on that ever since. But Team One for All look to be the team to look out for, Barry Russell.
Yes, they do. They've got 2 riders quite close to the front, but we do know, Des, that when the red light goes out, a rider can come from the 4th or 5th row.
And that chicane, I predict mayhem. If not on lap 1, almost guaranteed by lap 10.
They'll go through there carefully on lap 1. I predict lap 10. Who knows what could happen?
You made a prediction on underbow.
That's the only one I'm going to make, Des.
So Uma Racing, Yamaha in their distinctive purple and black. So first, and they'll have a bit of a wait, I think, will Uezo.
It's interesting how riders approach this. Some of the pole position sitters commonly, I think, hang back so that they can join later, but he will need to sit there for a minute or so.
Yeah, that's going to be a long old wait for him, isn't it? That could play on the guy. He's looking back anxiously, and nobody's in a hurry to help him on that front row of the grid.
No. No, if you're going to pull alongside him, you'll probably see what's happened ahead of you and take your time.
We've got an onboard camera with Gupita Krejna, who is down in 11th place, but we know not to write off Gupita. We're in race number 5 of 10 of the season. Okay, we are just about ready. Look to the top left of your screen. 10 laps in the Underbone 150. Those red lights are out. We are underway on board Gupita Krejna. There you can see the chaos that they sometimes have to deal with, but everyone has got away nice and carefully. Uezo, though, has been swallowed up by the pack, and it is Zaidi is the man who leads going into the first corner as they sweep down the hill. The easy-to-see Uezo then tries to make his way into the front, and he successfully does.
Yeah, that was a very brief moment behind Izzat Zaidi, but very early days. Uezo looking to make his mark. Look, he's gapped a little bit. I don't think the following peloton's going to take that lying down.
No, they're not, but he certainly seemed to have the line quite well. Ahmed Afif Amran is trying to make a move from P4 into P3. Tahirudin a little bit further down, but Uwezo has got off to a flying start. He was a full second clear of everybody else, though. It was, well, 0.87 seconds clear. I exaggerate massively. So he certainly knows his way around that circuit. It's just if the others can keep up with him in the early stages, Barry.
Yep, and I think they will. Izzat Zaidi, quality rider. Just taking a slightly different line to Uwezo around that previous turn.
Fizarofa's got up into a challenging position as well. The green liveries of the 1XOX team.
Yeah, all three of those 1XOX team riders are in contact with the front group. I think the third of them actually is YUNG.
What I'm interested to see, well, I'm interested to see them all as you say, they ease themselves around the chicane first time round. Peter Kreshner again just shows us how chaotic it can be, and then they come up the hill, over the brow of the hill, and that will be the end of lap number 1. It is a short but chaotic first lap in which Uwezo, who started at the front, lost it very temporarily. He has the lead from Izzat Zaidi. Ahmed Fazli Sham up there, Pirapong, Ahmed Afif Amran, Hafiz Arofa, and Hafid in P7 with Ayuaji Trilaxana down in P8, but very, very tight.
And interesting that Uwezo managed to hold that lead from the chicane exit to the finish line. I have my doubts whether that would happen if you come out of the chicane on the final lap, but let's see. That was an interesting dry run.
Well, once again, he's been swallowed up, and the veteran Ahmed Fazli Sham is the man who is leading the way, or was leading the way. We looked away for a second, and of course, he's swallowed up and moves back down to P4. Ahmed Afif Amran going ahead of him into P3, and that is Pirapong just behind them. The team, one for all, easy to pick out on the orange front to their bike. They're in P2 and P5.
Yeah, Fazli Sham still staying in there, and nicely positioned also Hafiz Arofa and Wayuaji Trilaxana for
Ahmed Afif Amran, the latest to take the lead. He's the 4th man we've had in the lead already. We're only on lap 2 of 10. There's 2 groups though. We've got a group of, a group of 10, and then a problem beyond them, and there's a bit of a gap. I'm trying to work out who's in that group from Murrayville downwards. They're losing touch with the leading 10.
Yeah, front group nicely packed with...
Make it 12. John Emerson and Guti, the last of them. It's Wazy now in P5 though. There's the procession up the hill. You can imagine as they go over the brow of the hill, it's a sprint to the line. Ahmed Afif Amran was leading the way, and now he's then just swallowed up as they come through. There are 8 laps to go. Ahmed Fazli Sham is the man who has the lead. Izzat Zaidi in P2. Ahmed Afif Amran still there in P3. Look out for Afif. He's really is learning his trade.
Yes, he is. And Uwezo now down to about 6th place. Well, last time he was on the screen anyway, he was in 6th.
We saw this with Uwezo as well in Burram, if you remember. He was outstanding in qualification. Had at one stage seemed to have a big lead, and then got swallowed up by the rest of the pack. So he'll be hoping that history doesn't repeat itself here.
And hey, presto, where is he? He's still in the same position. And a little gap there.
There is. The front 4 are pulling away. Pirapong Luboypeng, the other Team One for All racer, he's got himself up into that leading group. Ahmed Afif Amran, bike number 50. He's in the lead. Pirapong tries to look through.
Yeah, Afif Amran looking really good for my money so far in this race. Looking nice and cool.
As we say, it can get so chaotic. Izzat Zaidi has been with the leading group right the way through. Ahmed Fazli Sham is also keeping his position in the front 3. And these 3 Malaysians are just beginning to pull away a little bit from Pirapong Luboypeng. Further down, Gupita Kreshner. Gupita is down in P12, so he's at the very tail of the second group of racers, where you can see he's on the tail there of Uwezo.
Yeah, it's always hard to tell which Gupita is going to show up, and that's an unusual thing to say about a 2-time champion.
Ahmed Afif Amran led up the hill, and once again finds that lead evaporating as they come over the brow of the hill. They just slingshot off him, and that race to the line at the end of Lap number 10 is going to really be a lot of fun.
Yeah, so Pirapong is the one to hit the front now as they swing into the first of the left-handers.
Izzat Zaidi following him. He's been pretty astute so far, Izzat Zaidi. He had a win in race number 1 of the season, the Pitspike JRT one-way racer.
Yeah, he is a really good racer, Izzat. We've seen this so many times, and the 1XOX bikes, they are running 3 in line at the moment.
Triumvirate of 1XOX. And there was a danger that this was going to be 2 groups, but they're pulling together a little bit now, and so, yeah, we're going to get typical underbone finale here, where coming into the final lap, we're going to have a riot of colour, and may the bravest man win.
Yeah, you're going to have to be smart as well. Wayuaji is keen to get onto the back of this group. So one of the riders behind was making some adjustments to his bike, I saw, which is an interesting thing to do when you're racing in a group of 12 bikes.
Ahmed Afif Amran still leads from Izzat Zaidi, still ahead of Ahmed Fazli Sham. This chicane, everybody being very respectable just at the moment.
Yeah, Wayuaji exited 5th there, sorry, Des.
So Pirapong moves up into P3. Once again, Ahmed Afif Amran has been leading each time. Peter Krejna seems to be trailing away, so and that's interesting. You get the pull up the slope, and Peter Krejna is able to capitalise on that and go past Uezo. That's in the second group of racers there. 6 laps to go, 4 laps completed. So we're approaching midway through.
And I think that group of 3 might bunch up with the riders in front, but there you see Izzat Zaidi taking the lead from Ahmed Amran.
Yeah. They race so often together on the Cup race circuits. In fact, they were racing just last week, but it was nothing like this circuit here. At Sepang last week, here it's Sugo. And all the elevations, it must take a toll on you physically, because you're constantly working against the bike. Even the light underbone bikes, you're constantly working against them.
Yep, and that's can't quite see the numbers. That's Hafiz Arofa and Wayuaji just trailing those front 2.
You're quite right. Hafiz Arofa and the 3 in green make an ominous move ahead of Pirapong Luboinpeng. Also in there, Gupita and Uezo. Are they in that group, or are they just behind? Earlier on, no, they've just been dropped a little bit away to, and Gupita Krejna.
Yeah, after that really good start, Uezo needs to do something, because he's not in touch with his group. His teammate, however, is exiting that chicane in 6th or 7th.
Fastest lap of the race just being set by Murabo Vittonia, 1:46.666. As he comes up the hill, he's in P11, so we'll need a few more of them. He's if he can make up half a second a lap over the next couple of laps, then he can get back in contention. But it's Ahmed Fazli Sham who leads over the line. Fazli Sham and Izzat Zaidi, Afif Amran, Wayuaji Trilaxana, you mentioned Hafiz Arofa. John Emerson has made his way through there as well. We've not mentioned the Filipino, John Emerson Aguito, but he's got himself up into the top 6 at the midway point.
He's been consistently the fastest of the Filipino riders here. He was in the press conference on Thursday too, and acquitted himself pretty well, but I'm not so surprised to see him up here. The mystery from the Filipino point of view is what's happened to April King Moscada.
Indeed, standout. Top in underbone domestically. Peter Krejna still hanging in at the tail end. He's P8 at the moment. What is the gap? But it's so close, down to P9. Well, Pirapong 8/10 down. Gupita and Uezo, they need to make a move, you think. Otherwise 8 and 9 could be isolated. This is the battle for P1. Ahmed Afif Amran is chasing. Which of the 1XOX races is that? It's not Ahmed Fazli Sham.
That's the evergreen Fazli Sham, I think it is.
It is indeed.
Yeah.
Fazli Sham has the lead. Little buzz as it goes past us in the commentary box. You can hear those little engines working to the absolute maximum. Ahmed Fazli Sham takes a nice tight line, but Ahmed Afif Amran, again, he's dead keen to take the lead going up the hill, Ahmed Afif Amran, but each time he just gets swallowed up by the pack behind him. Can he hold on to it? Cardinals Racing looking on.
Because they have got some way, even after they crest the hill, they have got a little way to jockey to the line.
And Afif is just overtaken, not by 1 or 2, but by 4. As John Emerson Agito is still in there. Gupita Krishna's got himself now up into P6. And that is the back wheel of Ahmed Afif Amran. Gupita Krishna is there. He's a wily old character, Gupita. There's a reason why you're champion in this sport.
That is absolutely right. It's not all about qualifying, as we see every time. And this is classic Underburn. The circuit's very different, but we're seeing a classic kind of race form, which we love.
Ahmed Fazli still leads the way. Izzat Zaidi in that group. Wayu Aji Trilaksana also in there. We keep on going to the fuzziness of Gupita Krishna. Oh, is that Ahmed Afif?
It is.
It is. Ahmed Afif Amran is out. Oh, that is a real shame. No, it's not. It's Ayman Tahiruddin. Because there is Afif, the distinctive lime green wheels.
Yeah, we saw the number 5, but it was another 5 next to it, not the 50. So he's still very much in the hunt.
Ahmed Fazli Sham leads the way. Izzat Zaidi, the reprieved Ahmed Afif Amran in P3. Those three have been right at the very front for most of this race. Ahmed Afif takes an unusual route through the chicane, but it's an effective one. Again, he's looking, this time he's looking for a toe. I wonder if this time he wants the slingshot himself.
Yeah, he went outside to inside to outside again. I think that might have been a rehearsal.
Tahiruddin looks a little bit disconsolate, but he'll have fingers crossed that his teammate will be able to do something, but his teammate wasn't able to slingshot through. Ahmed Fazli Sham, the wily old character, he's leading with 3 laps to go. Izzat Zaidi then takes him. Gupita Krishna in P4. Wayu Aji Trilaksana still suddenly come into the race. So this is building up very nicely, Barry Russell.
Yeah, a little bit of elbows there, I think, with Afif Amran. No malice in it, but they've just got very close, Wayu and Afif.
They speed up the hill. Just got to make sure everything is right. Izzat Zaidi is in there, but look at that. Gupita Krishna, bike number 23, got himself into P3.
Yeah, he's been looking happy this weekend. His times have been a little bit up and down, but he's in good spirits, Gupita. And right behind him, he's got fellow Indonesian champion Wayu Aji.
Gupita Krishna, number 23 in P3. Izzat Zaidi ahead of him. Ahmed Afif Amran is the man who is in the lead. Looking good, Ahmed Afif Amran, the Malaysian.
Yeah, let's see if he goes into the chicane first this time around, which line he takes, because that was a really interesting one last time.
The Cardinals racing team will definitely have thought this through. They've had enough time. Now he's got a hefty lead this time, Ahmed Afif, so he's not giving a toe. Izzat Zaidi is there. Is he trying to make a run for it? Surely not on this circuit, not with these hills, because you just get swallowed up. And look at that, there they go. They're closing, going in on him.
Yeah.
So that rehearsal didn't work either.
No, and you can just imagine, can't you, the feeling of getting that 150cc to haul you up that hill, throttle flat open, the sound of 10 bikes right behind you. It's going to be very frustrating.
John Emerson Ngito, don't count him out. Don't count out Pitapong Boonlert. We've got 2 laps to go. This is in that category of too close to call. So many are putting themselves in a position where they might win it. And that's the really good thing. We've seen the likes of Gupita and Wayu Aji just work their way into this leading pack of 8, 9 racers. Hafiza Rofa out of it, Murabil out of it.
Yeah, Fazli at the front, Wayu in P4.
Ahmed Fazli Sham, trapped by Izzat Zaidi. Coming down what seems to be a number of hills on this circuit. Now then, making a big move. Look at this, 27. Shafiq Rosley's suddenly got into the leading group. Inside 1 second from P1 down to P8. It is going to be the shootout that we anticipated and hoped for coming into the final lap. Ahmed Fazli Sham is the man who leads. Wayuaji Trilaksana looks to get into P2. Izzat Zaidi closes him down, and Izzat closes that door very nicely. Now it's getting bunched up in that chicane. This is where the contact can be expected.
Yeah, Wayuaji, I think he had contact on both sides as he went through there. That was tough.
So this is the final chance for rehearsal, chaps, because next time you are approaching the finishing line for good. Ahmed Fazli Sham, he might think that he's just got enough, but you saw there that Izzat Zaidi was closing him down. Izzat Zaidi at times who took the lead. Ahmed Fazli Sham behind him. Wayuaji Trilaksana for the 1XOX TKR racing team. 2 of the top 3 in that group. Piraponglu Boingpeng, he's down in 4. 5 is Ahmed Afif Amran. We've got 3 kilometers to race, and this certainly is as open as we hope for.
It is. You can take underbones anywhere and get fantastic racing. They've been to Australia, now they've been to this brand new circuit to them in Sugo.
Have a look at this. In front is Ahmed Fazli Sham. Wayuaji Trilaksana is the second of the green-clad. Ahmed Afif Amran trying to work himself as they come down the back straight. This will be the test. Get yourself into a good position coming into the final corner and then into the chicane and then up the hill. Izzat Zaidi is just easing Ahmed Fazli Sham out. Fazli, though, he holds on to that line. Ahmed Fazli Sham with Ahmed Afif Amran going around the outside. This is the right-hander as they come through. Fabulous racing from the Underbone contingent.
And look who it is at the front now.
Ahmed Fazli Sham still leading. Oh,
Yeah,
Wayuaji Trilaksana, my apologies. No wonder you gave me a stare there. Wayuaji Trilaksana, as they come into the chicane. Ahmed Afif Amran tries to go on the inside. Wayuaji, now then, he's got a bit of a lead. Wayuaji Trilaksana hasn't been in the lead before now. He's got a healthy lead coming up the hill. And Wayuaji Trilaksana, the championship leader, looks like he's going to take a victory. Comes over the brow of the hill, and Wayuaji Trilaksana takes the victory. From Pirapong and Ingito, Ahmed Fazli Sham, Hafiza Rofa, Afif Amran in P6, Gupita Kreshna in 7, Izzat Zaidi 8, but wow, what a final lap from Wayuaji Trilaksana.
Quality, what a move that was. You wouldn't have thought it was possible. Look how pumped he is. You might well beat your chest. You deserve that. That's his first win of the season. He's had 2 seconds already, but what a fantastic result. Pirapong Louis Bumpeng led the rest of them, and as you said, Des, John Emerson and Guito came through well. Fazli Sham ended up 4th.
So there's a final result under investigation. Photo finish can't be for P1 because Wayuaji was so far clear, but P2 and P2 right the way down. It could be anybody's race. So the race director said that the result is under investigation. I didn't see anything wrong with anything that Wayuaji did. Did you, Barry?
No, I didn't.
I don't think that's where the problem might be.
I must admit, I was watching that move of the way that Wayuaji was getting ahead during that final chicane. I didn't see what the others were doing because I had a feeling he was going to get the jump somehow. What a fantastic move.
Certainly was. That was every bit as thrilling as we hope for. The Underbone never fails to deliver, does it?
Never at all, no.
Fans excited, but Wayuaji Trilaksana, that will massively increase his lead at the top of the overall championship standings, because none of his leading rivals were able to really take advantage. Izzat Zaidi finished for him a disappointing 8th. Ahmed Afif Amran, having been leading, finished 6th. And it's going to be a huge lead in the championship standings for Wayuaji Trilaksana. Man and Beast watching and enjoying race number 1 of the weekend. The wind is just beginning to whip up a little bit on the hilltops of the Sugo Sportsland. These guys might need a little bit more than a t-shirt later on today, but they're enjoying it, and certainly enjoying it, the 1XOX TKR racing team. Fabulous performance from Wayuwaji Trilaksana. He bided his time right the way through. He wasn't involved in the leading group of 10 in the first 5 laps as Pinapong Luboypeng. He also gets congratulations for P2 for Team One for All. But there's the man who deserves all of the credit. The 3 in green who were making their way as much as they could in the leading group, but it was Wayuwaji Trilaksana who had the ace in the pack. There'll also be celebrations in Philippines for John Emerson Ingito. Back-to-back P3s for him in the championship, but the main celebrations for Wayuwaji. He's worked that one out absolutely superbly. Well done to Ahmed Fazli Sham as well, who's got himself a P3. Still, the result is under investigation, so we're waiting final confirmation for that, but no doubting who the winner is. Wayuwaji. So that's now a P1, 2 P2s, a P3, and a P7 in 5 races so far this season. Real consistency. Ahmed Afif Amram picking up 10 points. That hurts his championship challenge. Nizad Saidi picking up 8 points. He's on 59, but it's a huge lead, 31 points at the top of the overall championship standings for Wayuwaji Trilaksana. Round 4 still to come in Sepang, round 5 in Buram, a second race still to come tomorrow. And Barry Russell down in the Parc Fermé, looking to get the interviews done with certainly the winner, hopefully the top 3. He's made his way from the commentary box. We're paying him overtime to do the interviews down in Parc Fermé. Let's go down indeed to Barry Russell.
And we're in Parc Fermé with the underbone race winner. What a sensational win it was. We're with Wayuwaji Trilaksana. Wayuwaji, I watched you really carefully going through that final chicane. Tell us how you did that.
Yeah, this is fantastic for me because I'm first time in Sugo International Circuit, and then I'm come back to first podium, maybe from 2020. And yeah, I want to thanks to my team because I have a good communication and support, positive energy, and then yeah, thank you very much for all support me.
That looked like a well-executed plan. Your teammates, 1XOX teammates, also did very well. You moved progressively into the position for the final lap. Was that a plan for the whole race?
I don't know. I just focus for me. In race 1, I tell to my mechanic, and then I push every lap. Yeah.
And a message to your fans in Indonesia?
Ya, terima kasih untuk semua yang sudah doakan saya. Hari ini saya berikan kado untuk Indonesia saya, 17 Agustus. Semoga ini menjadi sejarah untuk kita semua. Amin. Thanks.
Very happy Wayuwaji Trilaksana, explaining exactly what he did. I think there was an awful lot more skill in it than he suggested in his interview there. Bided his time absolutely wonderfully. As we look down the final straight, coming up that hill, it is blind for all the racers, and they've just got to make it as fast as they can to that finishing line. But Wayuwaji Trilaksana, who might have thought that he would have been under pressure, there would have been a whole glut of racers behind him, had made such a great move going into that chicane that he made the victory in the end. quite not a comfortable one, but certainly won by more distance than he might have imagined. Terrific win for him, first win of the season. 5 races so far in the Underbone Championship, 5 separate victors. As we prepare for the presentation, Barry once again will be the man performing the duties. The guests of honor make their way out. They'll be the gentlemen handing out the prizes. FIM Asia Road Racing Championship Round 3 from Sugo in Japan. It's our debut here. Fantastic to be here. And so far the racing has lived up to it, and we're only 2/5 of the way through day 1. Still to come, the AP 250, the Supersport 600 and the Superbikes, where the Japanese contingent has been boosted by a number of wildcard races.
150 class, what a fantastic race it was. We have the first 3 riders with us today, so please give them a warm reception.
ただいまより2022 FIM アジアロードレース選手権シリーズ第3戦ジャパンアンダーボーン150の
XOX team, they were celebrating very, very early, as soon as they saw his work on the chicane. And in many ways, Afif Amran, he caused problems behind him, because Afif tried to make a move on the chicane, and that seemed to block everybody else behind them. And it cleared the way for Wayu Ajitrilaksana. Third place, though, for the Philippines, John Emerson Ingito. Back-to-back P3s for the Yamaha Philippines racer.
And the winner of the Underbone 150 race, race 1.
P2 confirmed for Pitapong Luboypeng. The team 1 for all, but there is your very, very happy victor. The Indonesian national anthem will be played and will be sung with some gusto by Wayu Ajitrilaksana.
KKR. Please come to the podium. And now we'll have the national anthem. Please stand for the national anthem of Indonesia.
Indonesia Raya, merdeka, merdeka, hiduplah Indonesia Raya.
Presentation of helmets to each of the riders. Presenting the awards,
On now to the official presentation. Stefan Crapier, the FIM Asia president, handing out the victory awards to the top 3. Special hug for Philippines, John Emerson Ingito. He hands out the helmet. Big smile. Also a big smile for Pitapong Luboypeng. Pirapong, a P4 last time out, a P2 here. Start of the season with a DNF. So he's growing into the campaign. But Wayu Aji-Trilaksana, he has exploded. Really opened up the overall championship standings. We're still awaiting the official result. There's still one or two little moments. We're beginning to see just one or two spots of rain there. Tetsuo Suzuki, the president of the Motorcycle Federation of Japan, the MFJ, he's the man who's handing out the prizes. And indeed, we have got some rain, which could really cause one or two problems. Makes life very interesting, particularly on this circuit. The Underbone guys, they can relax a little bit though. The podium, 3, Emerson Agito for Yamaha Racing Team. 2, Pirapong Luboinpeng for Team One for All, and Wayu Aji-Trilaksana in P1. Highlights of the Underbone 150cc in the sunshine at the Sugo Sportsland in Miyagi Prefecture. Race number 5 of the season, round 3 taking place, and the early work was done by the pole setter Uezo, the Japanese, on his home circuit. But he was soon swallowed up and ended up going up backwards and finished eventually in 12th position. And Ahmed Afif Amran and Izzat Zaidi, they took up the leadership with Ahmed Fazli Sham. And for several laps, it was looking very, very good for a Malaysian trio. Pirapong Luboinpeng also easing his way in there. He's in the orange bike with the in the white racing suit. He established himself in the lead with 7 laps to go. And now Uezo is being dropped, but we're just beginning to see a little bit of work from Gupita Krishna. Now Wayu Aji-Trilaksana, the KG veteran Indonesian racers. At the front, Ahmed Fazli Sham was trying to work out the best way to take the chicane and the hill up to the finish line. Ahmed Afif Amran on several occasions led on the way through, but his teammate Tahirudin had to drop out, sadly for him. Gupita Krishna making his way through with 3 laps to go. Excuse me. But Wayu Aji-Trilaksana still not making a move, not yet anyway. Ahmed Fazli Sham leading the way, and then on to the final lap, and it came down to the, as we expected, the final chicane. Wayu Aji-Trilaksana is in the lead, and then he just accelerates away from everybody. Ahmed Afif Amran had no real response, and as they went up the hill, kind of slingshotted his way up the hill, did Wayu Aji-Trilaksana. So the victory by the end was really quite comprehensive. Photo finish for P2, where Pirapong took it ahead of John Emerson in Quito. But it was a fabulous piece of skill on the chicane for Wayu Aji-Trilaksana that earned him the victory. Okay, unofficially, we can't officially give you the points totals, but unofficially, Wayu Aji is top of the pile on 90 points. Izzat Zaidi is in second on 59. Ahmed Afif Amran third on 55. Go on to the ARC.com website for final confirmation on that. We can see there's a little bit of rain coming in. That will make life very interesting for the 3 remaining races. Coming up after the break, the Asia Production 250cc. You're watching the Asia Road Racing Championships from Sugo in Japan.